The Great Man-Made River is a network of pipes that supplies fresh water obtained from the Nubian sandstone aquifer system fossil aquifer across Libya. It is the world's largest irrigation project. The project uses a pipeline system that pumps water from the Nubian sandstone aquifer system from down south in Libya to cities in populous Libyan northern Mediterranean coast including Tripoli and Benghazi. The water covers a distance of to 1,600 kilometers and provides 70% of all fresh water used in Libya. According to its website, it is the largest underground network of pipes and aqueducts in the world. It consists of more than 1,300 wells, most more than 500 meters deep, and supplies 6,500,000 metric of fresh water per day to sites of Tripoli, Benghazi, Sirte, and elsewhere. The late Libyan leader Muammar Gaddafi described it as the eighth wonder of the world. In 1953, efforts to find oil in southern Libya led to the discovery of large quantities of potable fossil water underground. The Great Man-Made River project was conceived in the late 1960s and work on the project began in 1984. The project's construction was divided into 5 phases. The first phase required 85 million m³ of excavation and was inaugurated on 28 August 1991. The second phase was inaugurated on 1 September 1996. The project is owned by the Great Man-Made River Project Authority and was funded by the Gaddafi government. The primary contractor for the first phases was Dong and Consortium, and the present main contractor is Ulnar Company. The important goods were made in Korea and destined to consideration of the GMR arrived by sea via the entry port of Braga. Cathodic corrosion protection on the pipeline was supplied by an Australian company, AMAC Corrosion Protection, based in Melbourne, and delivered via port of Benghazi. The rest of goods were made in Libya. The total cost of the project is projected at more than $25 billion. Libya has completed the work to date without the financial support of major countries or loans from world banks. Since 1990, UNESCO has provided training to engineers and technicians involved with the project. The fossil aquifer from which this water is being supplied is the Nubian sandstone aquifer system. It accumulated during the last ice age and is not currently being replenished. If 2007 rates of retrieval are not increased, the water could last 1,000 years. Independent estimates indicate that the aquifer could be depleted of water in as soon as 16 to 100 years. Analysts say the costs of the $25 billion groundwater extraction system are 10% those of desalination. In this project, 100 million euros were invested for the installation of 50,000 artificial palm trees for the condensation. This project was carried out by the Spanish engineer Anton Ibanez de Alba. On 22 July 2011, during the First Libyan Civil War, one of the plants making pipes for the project, the Braga plant, was hit by a NATO airstrike. At a press conference on 26 July, NATO claimed that rockets had been fired from within the plant area, and the military material, including multiple rocket launchers, was stored there according to intelligence findings, presenting a photo showing a BM-21 MRL as an example. During the Second Libyan Civil War, lasting from 2014 to 2020, the water infrastructure suffered neglect and occasional breakdowns. As of July 2019, 101 of 479 wells on the Western Pipeline system had been dismantled. On 10 April 2020, a station controlling water flow of the Tripoli and neighboring towns was seized by an unknown armed group. The flow of water was cut to over 2 million people as a result, and as such the attack was condemned by the United Nations on humanitarian grounds. Don't forget to like and subscribe. You can find the source I used in the description.